Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a good old-fashioned shop my stash. I have not had many opportunities to sit down with, my ring light and film proper beauty videos, so I've been itching to refresh my shop my stash and just don't have the time to do it in the way I usually do, which is similar to Chic Geek, where I sit down and review the handful of products I pulled last time and then pull some more. Oh, I just realized you can see me in the mirror in my obnoxious printed pants. Anyways, I'm just going to walk you through refreshing my everyday makeup setup. It's not really a drawer right now. In this drawer, which you can't really see right now, I do have like the products that are in the wings for Project Pans, etc. But we may pull a few things out of there to put on top, but mostly we'll be heading downstairs into my beauty space and pulling some new products to play with. So enough rambling, let's just hop into it. I've already set aside the 4 palettes I'm ready to put away. First up, I have my ABH Sultry palette. I actually used this quite a bit this winter, and it's just a really gorgeous, neutrally cool toned palette. I don't know, I have not used Bloom yet because I just feel like it doesn't go with this palette. I still need to experiment with this more in general, but I'm happy with the usage it got. Another palette I reached for quite a number of times to go with the more jewel tones I was panning in Pan Those eyeshadows. The ColourPop Raw Beauty Kristi at Forest Sight palette. These really deep mattes are beautiful. I do wish I had more shimmers, but I did buy the 4 Super Shock shadows that go with it. I just wish there were more shimmers like in the actual palette. Speaking of the Super Shocks, I do have, I'm going to keep this out, one of the Super Shocks in the shade Like a Moss. And I've been pairing this, I've been pairing this with the greens I currently have in Pan Those eyeshadows and really enjoying that. But that is staying in. In my last Shop My Stash, I pulled these 2 palettes, the BH Cherry on Top. I keep it in the sleeve, I don't know why. This palette is stunning and so much fun. I'm glad I was able to reach for it a few more times. I don't play with reds enough. I had a good time, like these 2 are more of like the true reds. I guess that's a true red shimmer. These are more pinky, but I really enjoy every look I create out of this. And then I've used the ColourPop Smoke and Roses palette quite a number of times now. You will have just seen my full face of ColourPop first impressions and answering your questions video, but I actually filmed that quite a while ago. I still don't think I've used every single shade. Actually, I know for sure I still haven't used every single shade, but these palettes are just very large and I'm kind of not sick of pinky tones, but I've been wearing pinky colored eyeshadows, pinks and mauves all year. So I'm looking for a different color palette right now, but I'm definitely excited to pull this out again maybe later on in the spring. So those are the 4 eyeshadow palettes I am putting back. Let's go in a little closer. Okay, what do I need to get rid of? I feel like I'm always overwhelmed looking here. First off, I've been using the Hourglass Arch eyebrow pencil since my last Shop My Stash, or maybe even before that, and I've gotten a ton of use on it. I'm ready to put it away and just grab out something different. I am really tired of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is actually a repurchased product for me. I've panned one of these in the past, and I'm really not liking it. It needs to be set with like a very specific powder or else I look ancient. Like it makes my under eyes look so bad. I will need to pan this at some point, but I just hate having to be so careful about what powders I choose right now, especially because the powder I am trying to pan doesn't pair well with this. So this just needs to go. I also want to get more use out of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh one I tested out in that ColourPop video. All this stuff is project pans. This was a Shop My Stash item, but I think I only used it once since pulling it in, so I'm just going to keep this in. This is the ColourPop Velvet Blur Lipstick in the shade Mesmerize. I'm ready to put the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer away. I have mine in the shade Fair W2. I've used a ton of this. It has been great to mix with the No Filter foundation, which I'm trying to finish off this year, and this is not a favorite. So these paired really well together, but there's another foundation I want to pull in. I just pulled in the Fenty Pro Filter primer into Deck of Panning. As you can see, I'm almost done with it. So that is kind of replacing this First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone matte primer. Again, I've used this quite a bit. I'm ready to put it away. These are actually quite similar, and I think I like the Fenty a little bit more. I don't know. I like both of these a lot. I've been using this Wander Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I apply this first and then do my eyes and then go in with another primer like the Pores Be Gone or the Fenty, and like this is so beautiful. Like, can you, that was a really awful noise. Look how pretty that is. That may be a little wasteful, but it's just like a hydrating kind of shimmery oil. It looks very beautiful, and my skin has been feeling pretty dry, so I'm going to keep that out for a little bit. While it's technically spring, it snowed today where I live, so we're still doing some cold weather things. I've had the Pixie Glow Mist out for 2 months now, and I'm just ready for something new. This is going super slowly. I mean, I've used it for 2 months, and I used it quite a bit like in my collection just before that. But I don't want to go overboard with this mist because I will look so greasy. And yeah, this is like the jumbo size. I think that's all I want to pull from this little container. I just have an eyeliner, glitter glue back there, other things I'm panning. Okay, over to this basket. I'm just going to slide it over here instead of moving my camera again. I have 4 eyeshadow palettes in here that are my current focus. So I have Jackie Aina. I'm working on meetings to pan those eyeshadows goals in there. I have my Pure Cosmetics Buff collection. This shade here is in Clean Your Pans, and I have expanded the pan quite a bit. That's a spoiler, but there you go. I am super close, like 4 uses away from 100 uses on this. So I need to use this 4 more times, and still working on this green for pan those eyeshadows. So those are my focus palettes right now. I also have 2 face palettes because they are in projects. Those are staying. I have gotten a ton of use out of this blush since that ColourPop video as well. It is super bright and very glowy and shimmery. I absolutely love it. It kicks up a ton of powder when I put my brush in there though. And I mean, you can already see some wear and tear on the flower. Not a lot. I mean, I haven't been using it that much, but I am ready to put it away. I have, my review for it ready. I love it. And I have 500 blushes, so I need to rotate through them. The butter bronzer also is not in my Shop My Stash. Like, I didn't pull it in with you guys, but I just was craving this more neutral like natural finish, not quite matte, but not glowy either on my wintry skin, because this shade works really well for me in winter. But again, I'm ready to put this back. My packaging is broken, so I should probably work on painting this soon-ish. The bronzer that's going to stay in, this is actually Nars Laguna that has been repressed. There is not a lot of product in there. This I want to finish. Oh, and look at this. There are blushes down here I completely forgot about and didn't use. I have Milani Luminoso. I will keep this in because this is a perfect blush shade for this time of year, and I completely neglected it in my everyday makeup drawer. And this Bare Minerals blush in Call My Blush, I still haven't used a single time, even though I pulled it in last Shop My Stash. So that's pretty awful. It is just a pinky shade. This has become, I think, my absolute favorite loose powder. This is the Ciate London Everyday Vacay Powder. It has a very vacation-y, coconutty smell. So if you're super sensitive to scents, I would not recommend this. It's a very white powder, but it is translucent. However, I obviously cannot say if it's perfectly translucent, like if it would work on someone with a deeper skin tone than me. I'm very fair. I'm a fair to light skin tone, but this works perfectly, blends away to be translucent for me. I don't see it on my skin at all, and my under eyes have never looked smoother. But I have used this a lot, and I'm going to grab out my e.l.f. HD under eye whatever loose setting powder, because that is in my 22 makeup products I want to use up in 2022. So I need to get working on that. So this, unfortunately, needs to be put away for a time. But I think that is everything. Putting back my Nars bronzer. Oh, back there is just a foundation mixer, a tanner, a dry shampoo, and a hand cream. Nothing too exciting. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not really sure. Out of this drawer, I'm not even going to adjust the camera angle because this is just going to take 1 second. I do have a few things in here I want to just pull up to the forefront. First is my ABH Brow Definer. I want to get some use on this. I want to, keep working on my ABH products. Get them out of here eventually. For concealer, like I mentioned, I'm going to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I have this shade Fair 20N, and I think that was a really good color for me. I've used it a few times and really am liking it, but I'm not panning a concealer officially right now, so I'm going to pull that up to the forefront. There's also a highlight in here I used in that ColourPop video I want to get more use out of. This is also in the Makeup I Want to Pan video. This is Smoke and Whistles. This is my favorite highlighter in my collection. It works amazingly on my fair skin in, these cooler months. And so I need to get working on this, or else I'm not going to be able to use it until fall. So my goal is to hit pan on this year, so any additional use would be great. I'll use this for the next few weeks. So that is everything that I want to pull out of my makeup drawers right now, I believe. I have a list prepared of what I want to grab. That bin over there looks like it's begging for mercy with all the products I tried to shove in there to bring downstairs. But let's head down there and pull in some new products to play with over the next few weeks. I feel like the most logical place to start is here in my hoard of new things I have never used before. First off, I want this ColourPop Just a Tint in the shade Pink Flamingo. I think this is going to be a really fun poppy shade for spring. I have also been thinking of the Touch in Soul Glowdient palette for highlighters. The packaging on this is absolutely amazing. Oops, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Obviously, I'll only be able to use the first 3 shades as highlighters, but we'll see what I can do. I know I said I made a list of what I wanted to pull, but I already can tell I'm going to get out of hand. Like always, I'm going to force myself to use this. It has been 2 years and nobody wants it in my life. So I just need to use it. And let's pull in this MAC Cream Sheen lipstick in the shade Fanfare. Again, this is a wonderful spring color. Over at my eyeshadows, this acrylic tray has brand new eyeshadows to me. I know, but we are going to pull one today. We are going to pull the Alter Ego Artemis palette. This is the dupe palette for the Natasha Denona Metropolis, and I've been wanting to play with this since I got it. Why haven't I? Because I'm neurotic, so I'm going to force myself to love and enjoy this because I know that I will, but I get so just stuck in my project pans. I want one more. I think I want my Born to Run. This hasn't gotten a lot of love from me recently, and it was requested for me to include this in Project 100 uses. That does not mean I'm going to start at 0. That means I want to use this at least / over 100 times while I own it, of course. And I don't remember exactly how many uses this has, but it's actually, you know, a pretty good amount. And it's just very versatile and easy to use, so I'm going to pull this one as well. Don't I always say I'm overwhelmed with eyeshadow, and then every time I do a Shop My Stash, I just pulled 3. Okay, I wanted a new spray. I put away my Pixie Glow Mist, and I want to pull in the Ofra Makeup Fixer. I haven't used this one in a long time. I don't need concealer or primers. I do need a new foundation. I think I want the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is in the shade LW2, which should be a good color match for me right now. Yeah. We're going to go with this one. We already put in the ABH Brow Definer that was upstairs. Do I want to grab an eyeliner? Let's pull in a gold eyeliner. This is actually one of my very oldest makeup products, but I think the gold will go well with the Artemis palette. I'm losing my voice. I can't talk for very long before I am so raspy. And maybe this green too. Well, now I just want to pull all the colors. You know what? I should have some colors upstairs. I already have a pink. Let's do a black, a nude, a green, the gold. Actually, you know what? I don't need a nude. I'll use the gold instead of nude with looks like that. And maybe a brown? Do I dare? This is a copper, which might be too similar to gold. Let's bring out Mr. Bing again. This one is really close to being finished. Okay, I'm feeling chaotic, guys. And lastly, I need my e.l.f. powder, which isn't in here. It's in a separate bin. I'll get that and I'll show it to you once we get upstairs. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. I started off with the best of intentions and a very conservative list because I do have a lot of things I'm working on, and this is what I come upstairs with. Less than I went downstairs with, I think. So I'll give myself a little grace on that. Okay, eyeshadows. We have Celestial Thunder. I don't know what my issue is with that, but there's like some mental block. Born to Run. And the Artemis palette. I'm torn on whether I want to rearrange my Alter Ego palettes because I believe that these are magnetic and put them in the order of like what the original palettes are. because I have this and I have the Goddess, which is the dupe to the Gold palette. But I am very excited to finally be using this. I'm still going to keep my same 4 focus palettes right now, but like as I meet goals over there, I go into my drawer, which again, you can't really see right now, and just pull in, you know, like the next thing. So I'll pop these down in here. Now let's get putting away some of these other things. Again, I chose the Ofra setting spray, the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I pulled in 4 eyeliners, which I usually don't do, but then it is kind of annoying to have to run downstairs and choose an eyeliner for the day. So hopefully I'll get some good use on these, especially this gold. Like I said, this is one of the oldest makeup products in my entire collection. My voice is disappearing. This ColourPop Just a Tint, I think is going to be a fun spring color. Spring, summer. Like if I don't use this a ton in the next few weeks, I'll just keep it in my, you know, everyday makeup drawer until I feel like I've used it sufficiently to swap it out. I also pulled in the MAC Cream Sheen lipstick in Fanfare. Again, a beautiful shade for spring. It's just like a light pinky kind of coral shade. Here is my e.l.f. HD loose powder. Again, I want to use this up this year. It's actually 2 powders combined, so it'll count for 2 powder empties. And like there is not that much in here, so I really hope to finish this. And then for highlighter, in combination with the ColourPop Super Shock highlight, again, I chose the Touch and Soul one. Again, this packaging is just beautiful.
Can I say?
I was really tempted to pull in my Cover FX Soft Peach Duo, but because I completely forgot about these in my last round, I really feel like I should use them each a handful of times before pulling that in, because I know that will be where I want to go first. And I also have a blush that I should be meeting a usage goal on, which I haven't made a priority. So remind me for next time to pull in the Soft Peach Duo, because that is a favorite spring blush of mine. But wow, I feel like that was a lot. I'm very happy to have some new makeup to play with, more makeup to focus on. I love rotating through my collection. If you have any suggestions on what I should pull next time, you can leave that in the comments down below. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!